Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I wanted to do a little bit um, different video. I've done some recently. I wanted to cover some current topics that are front of mind because I believe those deserve some reflection and my thoughts on in a recorded format. Um, so I'm recording this on May 3rd, 2020. Uh, Currently, this country is obviously in the middle of a pandemic. Unfortunately, some states and the president seems to think that it's time to quote unquote reopen the economy. And states have begun lifting their stay at home orders and easing restrictions. Um, and I don't think we're ready. I don't think we're nowhere near ready. I don't think the testing capacity is anywhere near where it needs to be. My fear is that in about 14 to 15 days, we're going to see a rash of outbreaks in areas that already have issues with access to healthcare and quality facilities. Um, Facilities that are understaffed, underfunded, where the hospital isn't in your town, and it isn't even two towns over. In some cases, some cases it's 30 minutes away or 30 miles away or more. And these are real issues in many parts of the country where people have access to quality health care. And it's going to be frightening when those numbers come out. And I'm just, I think we've lifted these restrictions too soon. Um, I think that the president, unfortunately, is hagging on some of these protesters that you see just for some unknown reason are allowed to bring firearms into a state capital. One, how is that even possible? That is ridiculous that is allowed. That someone is allowed to bring in AR-15s, shotguns, handguns into a state capitol building, a working state capitol building. But that's absurd. Um, and the president's encouraging this. Um, and you see these protesters and their signs, and the groups that are organizing this and are behind this. I mean, are groups that the president shouldn't be associating with. Um, it's very, very, very frightening times indeed. Of course, I believe probably after this is over and we look at the misinformation that was pumped out, I'm sure a lot of the sites pumping out this misinformation and accounts will have IP addresses in Russia. Um, and that is a concern. We have the issues we have in North Korea with about the health of their leader. You have on Saturday, May 2nd, the President of the United States tweeting out words of praise for the North Korean dictator, the butcher of Pyongyang. And through all of this, comes some signs of hope. Um, you see the good that people are doing. Um, the people making sacrifices, the people being selfless, the people that are making masks for their fellow Americans, companies that are providing PPE for their employees on the front lines. Uh, Walmart is providing PPE for its employees. Um, I will not divulge the name of my employer, uh, but I work in retail, and they are providing PPE for me and my coworkers, and I'm extremely grateful to my employer for that. And they have provided financial bonus payments to us, appreciation bonuses for us, and I'm extremely grateful for that. I think uh, that my company that my employer has responded well. I cannot complain. We have been very busy um, during this time. Obviously, social distancing. You have to space customers out, but overall, um, no complaints there. Um, so I think that on that end, you see the good. Also, yesterday, you saw President George W. Bush release a video statement talking about uh, time facing times of challenge and um, coming together apart. And I really loved that video. I think most of you who watch this series and watch my videos in general, or even know me personally, know that I do not hold the current President of the United States in very high regard and am currently in the middle of a divorce from the Republican Party. Uh, but it brought a tear to my eye to see that video from President Bush to remind us what leadership looks like. And you saw a lot of people across the political spectrum, people that had fierce disagreements with President Bush, uh, echoing words of praise for that video. I think it's also quite frightening that the another living president, President Clinton, just because of the nature of partisanship and the fact of who his spouse is, and her recent history with the current president, cannot release a similar statement because it would be attacked. And even President Bush's statement was attacked by someone on the curvy couch over at Fox News for not saying sufficient loyalty uh, to the current president during his recent impeachment proceedings, um, or speaking in their opinion out against him, really holding his powder during it. And of course, the President of the United States couldn't uh, pass up an opportunity to voice his displeasure with the Bush family. Um, just awful. Oh, God, it makes me so mad. Um, so I think that through all the things that I see that concern me, I do see good. And I honestly believe 80% of Americans are taking this seriously. But that 20% that's not, that's what scares me. And that's what concerns me. Um, because we're going to, like I said, 80% are taking it seriously, but that 20% is going to be the part that gets us in real trouble. I will hopefully tomorrow we'll return to the days of yesteryear and tales of fun and interesting facts and interesting people. But I felt that tonight I needed to get a little bit off my chest and share my thoughts on these historic times we are living in. Stay safe if you can. Stay at home. Wash your hands. If you do have to go out in public, wear a mask. I know they're not the fashion accessory of the summer we anticipated, but they're the fashion accessory we need. And a big props to the airline industry, many of whom are stepping up and requiring customers to wear a mask as well. Just as I've said, stay safe. If you can, stay at home. Wash your hands. If you got to go out in public, wear a mask. Maintain 6 feet between you and other people. Together we can overcome this by being apart. And maybe this painful chapter in American history will come to a close with a lot happier ending than I'm expecting. And it's not a happy ending. Over 60,000 Americans have died. But I figure that number may be a lot higher when we get to the end. I thank y'all all. I'll see you tomorrow night.